Welcome to TOC Tuesdays
with
Jenna at the Muscle Mommy
and Vannesa at That Girl Squad at trail.of.champions. And today
we have Butter.
we do. She's our special guest today. And we are talking about purpose. Are you purposeless or purposeful?
Leading with intent, I think, is important.
Mm-hmm.
Like the direction you want to lead.
Mm-hmm.
Come up with a good game plan. And it's easy for me, to identify my purposes because I have children. So it's like immediately, like they're the first thing that come to mind. That everything I do is in essence to somehow pour back into them. So like my whole, I don't know if I've talked about this ideology behind qualifying for the Olympia. We'll spit in BD, guys. Qualifying for the Olympia and going would allow me to, it garners more trust to the public so that I can gain more clients, which allows me to provide better for my children since I am a single mom of two. And so that was my whole purpose for going to the Olympia. While I am proud to say I am an Olympian, it's not something that I really hang on to. You know what I mean? I'm more proud of the fact that that experience allowed me to put my kids into golf and piano and MMA and those things. So, yeah. And I would say purposeless would be if it's not really benefiting your life in the long term.
Mm-hmm. My take on purposeless is I feel like a lot of people feel purposeless. Like they'll feel like they're missing something. They feel depressed because they don't feel like they have anything to work towards. Even like after like post show, people will get post show blues because then they have that feeling of purposelessness.
Yes.
And it's because they don't have something that they're working for. So there's a lot of people that just like, I feel this purposeless and they don't even realize that that's what they're in.
Yeah. Goals are always really good.
Yeah.
Really good. Like if you, after a show, post show blues, it's also science too. Like you start at like a baseline dopamine. And then as you get closer to your goal, your dopamine levels rise. Once you hit your goal, your dopamine levels will come below they'll drop below your baseline, your original starting point. So having another goal in mind to work towards, and maybe you're switching gears and it's like, it doesn't necessarily have to be bodybuilding. You'd be like, okay, now I'm going to work towards saving money to go on a trip, or it can be any kind of goal. But I definitely agree. Without goals, you won't feel purposeful.
Yeah.
And I would say if you really want to feel purpose, this is I read this a while ago, like years ago, and it just stuck with me that when you're feeling depressed, do for others, or when you're feeling not purposeful, do for others.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives you a sense of purpose and meaning.
Yeah.
Even if that means like if you see somebody unracking weights, like walk over there and help them unrack their weight. Super nice gesture.
Yeah.
Do
something nice for somebody.
Hold the door open for somebody. See them struggling, they drop something, help them pick up they dropped. I don't know.
Yeah.
Little things like that.
I think another thing that I wanted to talk about was the sense of community. There is a scientific, like human aspect of all of us wanting to create this sense of community. You talked about like creating a legacy, but like why is it because of ego? Like you just want to be able to say that you have all these friends, or is it genuine connection, genuine community? Is there a difference? What are your thoughts?
Yes. I think genuine connection is not necessarily wanting something out of it outside of like the bare minimum, which is like trust, loyalty, communication. Not, Vanessa's a photographer. Ooh, I'd like to get her to take my pictures for free.
Mm-hmm.
Or she can do my content, or I can get something out of it, because that's not really going to build a genuine connection.
Mm-hmm.
If you're leading with
wants.
yeah, your own wants and your own intentions, like you're actually going to attract more of the same of what you are. So if you're leading with pure intentions and genuinely just like, hey, I want to build a friendship with this person and something beautiful is you're going to have a beautiful friendship. Yeah. Hopefully, if the two people are good people, but yeah, you know, it'll blossom the way it naturally will. So I would definitely say, yeah, leading with a pure intention, not like, I want this from this person. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Or like, some people might have a question of why we decided to create like trail champions and like why we want to host events and why we want this community.
Because it gives us purpose.
Yes, it does.
It does, because we feel good. Vannesa and I will be like, so and so said this about the podcast, and it's more that we're helping other people. When they, you know, a lot of people commented or said to me like, you guys are so relatable, and it's like, yeah,
like, we are human.
Yeah, so are you. You know what I mean? Like, and the fact that you're relating to us makes you relatable to us as well. So it's like it's a mutually beneficial thing, and we want to help people. And I think if you lead with that, like you want to help others and genuinely help, not out of secretly you have a handout in your head. You know what I mean? Like you have this sense of entitlement, like, oh, if I do this for them, they're going to do this. Like, no, your help has to always be extended with not expecting anything in return.
Yeah, give to give, not give to get.
Yes. Yep.
I think for me, specifically, it has always been a sense of catharsis. I always wanted somebody to make me feel like I was okay. And the fact that we can create a community of these other people that just want to feel okay and giving them a safe space and making sure that one, they know where to go to ask for help, or two, that they're not crazy for bringing Tupperware, or three, fucking badass, you have a PR, like share that, like we would love to share that.
Yep.
You know, like we want to create like a real connection with these people and make them remember that they're okay.
Yeah.
And wanted and worthy.
And us sharing our vulnerabilities as well. I have I do in-person training, and I only work with women. And my favorite thing is when they walk in and they're so nervous. And it's like, you know, I am your coach, your trainer, you know, so there's that sense of business aspect, right? Yeah. But I can't be so cold, and I prefer to not be cold and removed because I want them to feel safe. You know, I want my girls to come to me, to be able to talk to me. We can have conversations no matter how difficult they are, but it's a safe place.
Yeah.
And so I'll never forget, like, the first client, like, I do a lot of over the phone conversations, like, in consults. Yeah, consults, and got her secured, everything. And she comes in, her whole body language, like, she was super nervous. Within, like, the first 2 minutes, I just cracked her open, you know, like, treating her like a homie, you know, like, your family now, like, you know what I mean? Like, even if people, like, I always tell my clients, like, hey, if you want to go somewhere else, you want to do your thing, go, like, just let me know you're doing it, because I want you to be your best, even if that means without me. Yeah. And that to me is operating, that's how I identify love. Yeah. It's like, if you need to blossom elsewhere, like, oh yeah, go, you know what I mean?
No hard feelings. Unless you're mean to me.
Yes. Well, even then, it's not going to be, I might be a little bit hurt at first, but eventually I'll just be like, oh well, hurt people. Yeah. I just I'll pray for you. Yeah. But yeah, the first like couple of minutes she was just like super, you know, close off, and then within like, you know, and then she was just like, oh, I can relax. Yeah, dude. Yeah. This is home now. Yeah. Like, this is your home gym. I'm your coach. Let's get to work. Yeah. Know? So
you'll be hurting in a couple of days, but you'll be fine. You'll be fine. I feel like that's also one where you're talking about coaching photography. It's been really fun to get people to do their first photo shoots, or first photo shoots after a traumatic photo shoot.
Yes.
And like making them feel safe again and making them feel seen and like, but not exploited.
Yep.
I feel like that is so empowering and just so cool to be a part of.
For healers.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like after you've had a really rough experience in the past. Yep. And that can go anyway, like relationships, frick, a mechanic, I don't know.
Yeah.
You kind of, your previous experience, you can carry that into the next one.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's kind of brave for somebody to like want to get past that and try again.
Yeah.
To be commended.
Yeah,
for
100%.
Sure. Yeah.
I feel very grateful for this opportunity to do it with you and to continue growing.
Samesies.
And really excited because we have lots of stuff happening. So excited.
I can't wait to talk about it in the future.
Yeah. So we're super excited because we have the first official Friday flow of the year that's going to be at Muscle Warehouse in San Antonio on the 31st.
That is Friday the 31st?
Yes.
At what time? 5 to 7?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I gotta put everything on my calendar immediately or I'll forget.
That's good.
Yeah. But okay, so Friday Flow is welcoming everybody, beginner, novice, advanced, interested, not interested, trying to build community, all walks of life.
Yeah.
Just want to check it out. Not structured.
Not
right?
structured.
Yeah, so it's just
definitely not structured. This is not get a posing lesson from Jenna. However,
if you have questions, I'm happy to answer.
Yes.
But we all try not to give all our time to one person because we're trying to connect, network. Maybe you want to bounce ideas off Vannesa, or talk to her about her photography or what she can do for your social media,
or not. We can talk about food.
Anything. Yeah, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But it's a open invite, and
if you guys want to train, you guys can actually train at the Muscle Warehouse while all this is happening. It's just more of a community building. If you wanted help with, I don't know, I guess that would be a good question. Like, hey, I'm having a tough time. Like, am I actually hitting depth? We can look at that.
Oh, you're like your range of motion on a movement.
Yeah, range of motion.
For sure. If you have any questions, like, hey, I have a hard time, like Britt, the first time, like, I really met her and she was talking about
vacuums.
Her core trying to get tighter. And so I sat with her and taught her how to do vacuums in a way that I've learned how to do them. And so she's taking that with her, you know what I mean? So, whatever the case may be.
Or even like asking our opinion on a certain move. Like, do you like, if you're a guy, because reminder, like, obviously we are very female, but we do have men coming, and
yes,
sometimes like, especially classic, I feel like there's a lot of classic guys that come to these events, and like it could be like should I flex my chest in this double bi, like which one makes it look better, like we can give you tips because we're different eyes.
Yep.
That
not to supersede your coach though.
Yes.
So that's important. We're not coaching you.
Yes.
And it just from a coaching perspective, not to interrupt you here, but like just a coaching perspective, if you are coming in to ask for what our opinion is, I would say take it to your coach and say, Coach, what do you think about this versus this? And allow your coach to make the final decision.
Yeah.
So it's really important to me as a coach to stay in my lane if I'm not coaching you. And so it's a respect thing, and besides, you pay your coach for a reason.
Yeah.
Listen to them for God's sake. Like, hunker down in what you're paying the person for. But don't also be afraid to, hey coach, what do you think about this versus this or whatever?
Yeah.
See what they say.
Yes. And
have fun. We're here to have fun.
Yeah, just have fun. Friday flows starts with F because it's fun. That's what I just keep saying. But we do have some other actual big events where we're having other pros come in, very special guests. Super excited. So more information is going to be coming out very soon.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
But I can give a teaser. potentially in June and in November. So we'll just leave that there. We'll leave that there.
Yeah. So Friday, January the 31st from 5 to 7 p.m. at Muscle Warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
We will provide the address.
Yes, I'll put it down below.
And
It's a free event. So it's just, this is also another F. Free. Love free. And like I said, this is just more of a building a community. If you want to hang out with us, if you want to hang out with Britt, if she's coming, I think she should be coming. Whatever.
And do they need to RSVP or anything?
Yeah, that link will be in below. Because if you RSVP, then that lets me know how many people are coming, and it will also send you reminders of location, time, anything like that.
Address.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I do know that Karina wanted to do a special for you guys, which is the owner of Muscle Warehouse. So that's going to be in that email.
So once we get all those deets, it'll be uploaded.
Yeah.
On my frame.
Yes.
Okay, good.
So
Gotta get the money maker.
yeah.
Frame. No, just kidding. Not the forehead.
Sure. So I think that's been one of the most rewarding things about creating this podcast. And also, like we were talking about it earlier, this is technically the third year that Trail of Champions has been around. We've done a lot of events, a lot of free events, and some paid events. We've even gone to Arizona at one point, and we went to Dallas a couple times. And so now we're bringing it.
It's evolving.
Yeah, it's evolving and growing and changing. The fact that we get to talk to people without talking to them directly, like I think that's super cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I've heard a lot of people say like they feel kind of heard and seen, just through us yapping.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's rewarding.
It is. And then so have you, I know we've kind of talked about it in the past, is that whenever you do have these purposeless moments, how do you get through that?
Count your blessings.
Mm-hmm.
Count your blessings. I think it's really easy to get caught up in the unknown, which can be really scary.
Yeah.
Or it could be really, really cool.
Yeah.
And you're like, I have no idea what's going to happen. And I've learned to rewire myself too. Now, granted, I have my moments. I'm human, right? But it's like 80% of the time I'm solid. 20% of the time, ooh, the 20% feels like 80,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense. But I have learned to just really kind of teach myself that something great is right around the corner, right around the corner, right around the corner. And like get that excitement stirring inside of you.
Mm-hmm.
And not worry about, well, where's that corner at? How far away is it? I don't care. It's right around the corner.
Yeah.
You know? It's like my kids are like, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Like, we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah.
So I just tell them, tomorrow. We'll be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
We could be 2 minutes away.
Yeah.
But that's how I've taught myself to, like, just around the corner.
Do you ever think that that could make people, it's not even instant gratification almost, but it's like that ability, like if they're always looking for something else, do you think that they're ever going to enjoy the moment and enjoy like where they're at?
I would say it's not about
Destination.
yeah, you're not really worried about it happening. Like it's just gonna come.
Yeah.
Like, eventually at some point it's gonna happen. So what's that quote?
Oh,
Worry robs you of worrying about tomorrow. What's that quote?
hold on, I gotta look it up.
If you're worried, you're living in the past. If you're anxious, you're living in the future. Something of those lines.
Worrying does not take away tomorrow's troubles, it takes away today's peace.
There's that one. And worrying is, if you're worrying, you're living in the past. If you're anxious, you're living in the future. And either way, you can't control either one.
Mm-hmm.
The past and the present or the future completely out,
Yeah.
And there's that whole, have I talked about this? Thoughts create things.
No.
Okay. So thoughts create things. A lot of, well, if you believe that, and a lot of people do believe that your thoughts will create your future. If you've had a bad experience and you are recollecting on that experience and it creates these emotions inside of you, your body does not know the difference between what has happened and what is happening.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're reliving a traumatic experience or a bad experience, or you're worried about, or, you're thinking about the past and it's creating these feelings inside of you, if you believe thoughts create things, you are now creating a future based on the past.
Mm-hmm.
And so whenever I think about my past, I, there's varying degrees of this, and I'm not by any means a therapist or, any of that, but I try to look at my past and find the good in it,
Mm-hmm.
and try to find like I don't want to say lessons, because lessons sometimes feels like it's,
Structured.
yeah, or like I went through this horrible experience to learn that.
Yeah.
I didn't have
Okay.
to learn that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Why does it have to be a lesson? But I try to pull the good out of any bad, because somehow, some way, that bad experience made me better.
Yeah.
Because I believe in a better future for me.
Yeah.
And I don't want it. I don't want the past.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that door's closed. We're not
Yeah.
reopening that door. But so I would just say, just try to stay present. Don't be focused on what's going to happen and try to control the future, because it is really genuinely unknown.
Yeah. And you cannot control everything. You can only control what you can control.
Yeah. Yeah. Just be at peace with it.
Yeah.
Be at peace being out of control with a lot of it,
Mm-hmm.
and do what you can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do your best.
Do your best.
That's all we can do.
Maybe some of y'all need to do a lot better. Me
Shade.
included sometimes, I lie.
Same. Same.
Call yourself on your own shit, man. Don't be afraid to own up to it.
Yeah. And say sorry. Don't feel. So something about me, I don't know if we've ever talked about this. I will not say sorry. I do not speak empty words.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. So if I don't feel sorry about something, it could piss somebody off, and I'm like,
See, I have a habit of saying sorry.
I do too. So I will say, like, if I'm in your way, I'm like, sorry. Like that's a very, like, if I feel like I'm burdening, but that isn't empty words to me, because I do genuinely, I'm like, sorry. Or like if you're telling me a story and I'm like, I'm sorry, you like
Feel that way.
yeah, I'm sorry that you feel that way. Not in a condescending way. It's just like, because I hurt for you. Like that
Yeah.
hurts me, and I do feel sorry that you're going. I know it's not my fault. That's not what I'm saying sorry for.
Yes.
I'm saying sorry. I'm saying sorry
That you're having that experience.
Yes, exactly. And but there's also like the other side of, if I don't feel like I did wrong, I'm very open and like receptive to whenever I am wrong. I will say sorry if I am wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But if I don't genuinely feel that way, I won't say it. Like, well, it'd be easy to do it. I'm like, yeah, it would be easy, but it would also be easy to not. How about no?
What about, I don't know if we've mentioned this. What about, I love that for you?
Mm.
How is that?
I'm usually saying it in a condescending way.
Really?
Well, it depends. It depends.
Like, if you get like this badass contract, I'm like, I love that for you.
No, that's fine.
Right? Because it's like, that's your thing, man.
Intention.
Like,
Yeah.
hell yeah. Like,
it's an intention.
you just achieved something massive. Like, I absolutely love that for you.
Yeah.
But
you could also say it like, I don't say it that way typically. Because I would say, I'm so proud of you. Like, that's just, those are my words.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't necessarily think somebody's doing that to me, Like, but if I say it, it's just like, love that for you. It's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Yeah, your tone.
Yeah. And so, but because that's just not those are just not typically words that I would say.
Well, like, yeah, like because it's been said to me before, and I was just like, oh,
Yeah.
well, I think anybody would love this
Yeah.
for themselves too. Like,
obviously.
Yeah, like I just got it. Like, I'm closing on a house on Monday.
So excited.
right? And so I love that for you. And I'm like, wow,
Thank you.
why don't you love that for you too?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's again, just it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Yeah.
Is one of the bigger things. I know there's certain words that I say often and probably too often, but it's also my genuine feelings. Again, I do not speak empty words. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like I'm so excited because I am excited,
Yeah.
you know? Like I'm jubilant. Like that would be weird to say.
I like
could.
words.
I do too. I like words.
I like having a vocabulary. When people have good
I don't know why that was hilarious to me.
I love it when people have a good extensive vocabulary.
Exactly. I do too. But it wouldn't necessarily be like that isn't something that I would just say normally, right?
You can around me.
Huh?
You can around me.
I will.
I'll probably light up like a Christmas tree.
Just start saying random words.
And I'll be like, what's the word of the day, Vannesa?
I used to do that. Like, so I have like a couple of my journals.
Yeah.
I used to journal a lot, and I would always have a word of the day.
You try to use it like 5 times during the day.
Yeah.
To cement it.
Mhm.
Same, please.
Yeah. I loved it.
Yeah.
It was my favorite.
Uh-huh.
And I still do it. Like, I'll still like find stuff. A word that I've been hearing a lot recently, though, and it's not just like one of those things where it's just like, oh, I see a red car, and now I see all the same red cars. It's not like that. I have genuinely heard this word so many times in the last month. It's wild.
Wild.
Lore.
What?
No, it's the word is lore.
Lore.
Yeah, Lore.
Like folklore?
Yes.
What does lore mean on its own?
Like it's. I think that's just like it's a shorthand of folklore. So it's just like the beginning of it all, like the story of it all. Like this is like where you started, and it's usually like like I've heard on multiple podcasts, but like also like Eli's been saying it randomly too. And then like and so I don't know why. Well, now you're going to.
Probably. That's what I was just thinking. I'm gonna text you, Vannesa. Guess who just said lore?
Yeah. Do it.
I will.
And I like the word. It's fun. It's a fun word.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I saw there was a word like I can't even remember. It's not gonna come to me. But there was a word that was like floating around. Like I saw it one time, and then all of a sudden it was like I saw like 15 people online saying it. I'm like, what's happening?
Winter arc.
Demon time. That was one.
Oh, I didn't hear that one.
Demon time.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm on my demon.
Year.
Oh, pretty much. If it's catchy, I'm not gonna say it until my kids start saying it, and then I say it to make fun of them, and then I start saying outside of conversation with them, and then I'm like, oh, Butter's like, but the cat's getting love.
I know.
She's like, WTF?
She gets very jealous.
I see that. What's the cat's name?
Nibbler.
Nibbler and Butter.
Oh my goodness.
Stealing the show.
Yes, always. Always.
Does she have claws? He.
Yes, he does.
All right.
So that was a short and sweet, but as we're getting all of this love and attention from these animals, we're going to close it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, drop them down below. If you guys have any suggestions on people that you want to see on the channel, the next episode, you are going to see our first special guest.
Oh, yeah.
Trail leader. Super amazing. We talked about narcissism.
We did.
Yeah.
It's a fun one. Educational.
Yeah. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and follow
The Muscle Mommy
and That Girl Squats or at trail.of.champions. And until next time, we'll see you next time.
Bye.